Okay, people, My Hero Academia fans are going crazy right now after this article that just came out. People are going nuts. This episode of FORNEVER News, we're going to have two stories because one of them, I'm even right now in dead shock. Like, what the hell? My Hero Academia fans is going nuts. Anime fans are going bonkers right now based on this news. And we also got some kind of unfortunate and depressing news regarding animators and the big budgets that's going on in Netflix. Like, we always hear terrible stories coming out of Japan about, animators and them getting the cold shoulder and getting the leftover crumbs and getting underpaid and just the horrible shit that goes to these hardworking, dedicated people that make these beautiful pieces of art. Because I'm a person that, one of the reasons I'm into the medium anime and manga is because I am always fascinated by art. I love art. I appreciate art, and especially in particular anime and manga. I love the look. I love the aesthetic. I love everything that has to do with anime and manga's art. So when I see stories like this, I always got to point them out and hope that one day we could do better. So two major stories, but one of them, My Hero Academia fans, there's bragging rights after this one. Let's get into the FORNEVER News, folks.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be, though.
Okay, people, so this article is coming from, I want to say, Observer.com, the Observer, and a lot of people are going nuts over this. This article is picking up a lot of traction right now because this article is showcasing the most watched TV shows, not just anime, TV shows in general. So this includes The Walking Dead, SpongeBob SquarePants, any televised programming this list is including, and these are the most popular TV shows in America right now. So we're gonna read the article and you're gonna see where My Hero Academia placed and the lack thereof of let's read the article. You're gonna be wowed right now. My Hero Academia, king shit, bro, king shit. Let's read. The pandemic's 10 most popular TV shows are all over the place. As we sadly saw on Thursday when a bundle of Hollywood blockbusters were delayed again, the entertainment industry is no closer to resuming business as usual as it was when the pandemic first began in March. As such, audiences are left with a trickle of fresh new content to look forward to rather than the steady stream we're accustomed to. Naturally, this has forced us to adjust our viewing habits, which has resulted in some very tangible power shifts throughout the industry. We're basically one more quarter away from Netflix establishing New World Order. Okay, that's not funny. As the majority of Americans remain restricted to home confinement, which at-home entertainment options have emerged as the most popular? According to data provided to Observer by Parrot Analytics, a data firm that tracks TV popularity through social media, fan ratings, and piracy to figure out who's watching what, here are the 10 most in-demand TV titles in the United States over the last 60 days. Let's go from bottom to top so you can understand. At number 10, The Walking Dead, which The Walking Dead is way past its prime, so I am shocked. I can only imagine the reason why The Walking Dead is doing fairly well is because now that people are bored as shit, they're like, oh yeah, whatever happened with The Walking Dead? Because to be honest with you, I haven't watched The Walking Dead in about 3 years now, and I know I'm not the end-all be-all for people watching The Walking Dead, but I fell off on that show a long time ago, and I know a lot of people as main characters have continued to die over and over. I've kind of just walked away from it. So The Walking Dead, even though it's still a very, very popular show, I'm imagining that's why people are watching it a lot. They're like, hey, I got time, let's marathon it. So Walking Dead at number 10. Number 9, Steven Universe. Very, very popular cartoon from, I want to say, Cartoon Network. Number 8, WWE Raw Wrestling. Very, very huge. People love them some wrestling. I haven't been into wrestling since the Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hell in a Cell, I think it was, match back in like the early 2000s. Like here and there, I peep in to see what's going on, but for the most part, I'm not a big wrestling fan, but I do know it's very popular. Number 7, The Flash. I think that's a CW DC Heroes show. I've heard mixed things. I never actually got to check it out. I was a big fan of Arrow in the first couple of seasons, but then it kind of lost me, but I never got into The Flash, but I've heard some mixed things about it. Number 6, one of my all-time favorite American cartoons, period, Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. I have not checked out the new season because basically I'm just waiting till there's like a bajillion episodes and then I can marathon it. But Rick and Morty, that totally makes sense. Like everybody's at home getting brainy with it, big brain style. Rick and Morty, hell's freaking yeah. Number 5, Netflix just dropped this on on the platform, so it makes sense. Avatar The Last Airbender, people are going nuts. Avatar is now, you can legally watch it if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Avatar, it's gonna be huge. Netflix has it. It had a core fan base. Now more people could check it out. Avatar with Aang and all of the greatness of what started before Korra. So Avatar The Last Airbender. Number 4, Stranger Things. I've heard some good things about that as well. Again, I believe that's on Netflix, which Netflix is dominating here. Number 3, Game of Thrones. That's another amazing show. I heard that it shit the bed in the last season. I fell off. I want to say it was maybe season 5 or 6. I want to say I got past season 4. I want to say maybe 5 or 6. I fell off of it. Eventually I plan on finishing it, or maybe going with the books, because I heard the ending was absolute dog shit. But Game of Thrones, again, people home, they marathoning the shit out of it. Now be shocked, folks. Be shocked, because again, up to this point, there hasn't been one stinking anime. There hasn't been no Dragon Ball Super, Naruto, Buraku Kuroba. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but there hasn't been no anime on this list up to this point. And then number 2, My Hero Academia is like, yo, what's going on, fam? How's it going? Number 2, My Hero Academia, bro. Like, I know this isn't the end-all be-all list, and it's really, I'm skeptical in terms of their analytics, because they're talking about like piracy and fan ratings and shit like that. So we can't take this completely to heart, but nevertheless, My Hero Academia among giants, Rick and Morty, The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Avatar The Last Airbender, and number 1 is SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, all the kiddos is watching that. I mean, it's SpongeBob, whatever. I really like those little anime style ones. I watch them with my niece all the time, the anime openings that they do with SpongeBob. But My Hero Academia, bro, number 2, no anime but My Hero. That is king shit. You can say whatever you want. My Hero Academia fandom, yeah, very, very toxic at times, but the success, they show up. When it's time to support their series, My Hero Academia fans show the fuck up, and major congrats. Let's just quickly finish reading some of this article. It's interesting to note that half of the top 10 titles are animated series that run the gamut of family-friendly, kid-oriented shows such as Nickelodeon SpongeBob, to the much more mature and adult such as Adult Swim's Rick and Morty. The genre has grown immensely in popularity over the last 20 years and is now considered a foundational building block of mainstream entertainment. Avatar The Last Airbender, for example, is Netflix's second most in-demand series of the last 60 days. How's that for a 4-quadrant appeal? It's also worth noting that while many of the above series exist on secondary streaming platforms such as Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, Hulu, or HBO Max, just one, Stranger Things, is a streaming exclusive. I believe, again, that's Netflix exclusive. The rest are linear series or shows licensed to streaming platforms by their original rights holders. While the production shutdown forced by COVID-19 may have something to do with that, it's clear that streaming isn't the only TV power these days. Other than that, there aren't too many patterns to pick up on. Americans clearly have a varied and elastic taste for small screen entertainment during self-quarantine and self-isolation. And My Hero Academia, damn, I'm still kind of in shock, because we've had some giant series come through as of recent. I mean, you would think maybe like Attack on Titan, because Attack on Titan is big, or One Punch Man or something, but no, My Hero, baby, like, yo, let's go. The manga's on fire and the anime is clearly ablaze as well. Big shouts out to My Hero. That's some king shit. I gotta keep saying it. Like, this is My Hero Academia the king of the West now? Like, is that what we're doing here? And then the second story on the docket, going from heroic amazingness to kind of a little downbeat stuff, but I do like to shed light on these situations. Apparently, there's some stuff going on with Netflix, and the big budgets that they have are not trickling down to animators. So even though animators are seeing like, yo, this show has $1 bajillion attached to it, they're still getting pennies. Let's read, we'll talk. Terumi Nishi. Netflix's bigger budgets haven't trickled down to actual animators. Budgets on Netflix anime are roughly twice or 3 times the amount of a regular anime. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable and Knights of the Zodiac Saint Seiya character designer Terumi Nishi was recently interviewed by IT Media regarding the effects of foreign investments on Japanese anime, starting with Netflix. According to Nishi, budgets on Netflix anime are roughly twice or 3 times the amount of a regular anime. However, animator wages have not raised accordingly. She remarked that the animation production companies don't seem to be thrilled and that the work is as hard as ever. Although she is not in a position to state definitely where the money is being spent, she said that from what she has heard, the money received by the production committees has tended to go to capital investments. Many companies are in the red and need the money simply to stay afloat. To use an analogy, she said, it's like if it rains in a desert, it gets swallowed up by the sand and it's not enough to make plants grow. Nishi also explained that it is hardly any different from business as normal in Japan. Anime IPs belong to the companies and animators do not reap their share of the profits. According to her, creators are asked to sign an agreement ceding their creative rights to the work. With games, it's common for people who worked on the project to sign non-disclosure agreements, aka NDAs, making them unable to even say what they worked on. Nishi further noted that from a producer's perspective, there are various issues in working with Netflix. For example, Netflix does not have the rights to the home video releases and goods, which is why the 7 Deadly Sins anime was released by Funimation. That kind of makes sense. Even though they have the exclusive rights, the home video, which Netflix aren't even interested in, that they want you to stream on their service. They don't care about you getting Blu-rays. That hurts them, if anything. However, this makes no difference to the animators and subcontracting companies because they would never have control over the IP in the first place. She hopes that fans can understand the situation that animators are in. If fans are more in the know, then companies may also feel more inspired to rethink their approach to making anime. In the interview, Nishi also mentioned that she personally is in a fortunate position because she works directly with Vince Shortino, former general manager at Crunchyroll Japan. He works as a kind of manager for her and connects her with clients. She supplements her income with work on games, which she says tends to pay better than anime. Yeah, I've heard like a video game, like for example with dubbing. Video games, they give you like $800 and something an hour. With anime, you get $65 an hour. And again, this might be outdated information, but I remember hearing $65 an hour with a minimum of 2 hours of work. But you know, they could get a lot of dubbing done in a couple hours. So video game, yeah, give me that 800 and something bucks, you know what I'm saying? Nishi has previously spoken out about poor conditions in the anime industry, saying that no matter how much you like anime, it is not advisable to come to Japan and participate in anime work because the animation industry is usually overworked. Nishi is an animation director and character designer, and she also works the Crown of Ouroboros manga. She has worked as a character designer on such anime as Penguin Drum, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, Knights of the Zodiac, Saint Seiya, Haikara-san, Here Comes Miss Modern Part 1 and 2, Servant X Service, and A Town Where You Live. She has served as chief animation director on anime such as Penguin Drum, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so on and so forth. So yeah, even Netflix, with the money that they're throwing at these anime companies to create stuff and being involved in shit like that, the animators are still suffering, and that's just shitty. Like there's going to come a point where either they start striking, they've had enough, because like it's so bad that is a dream job for a lot of people. A lot of people, they want to be involved in the anime industry really badly, the manga industry really badly, but from everything I hear about both industries, mangaka working for Shonen Jump and animators working on anime, it sounds like hell. So how can, you know what I'm saying, that there needs to come to a point where things change so that way, yeah, I can dream of one day becoming an animator, and when I get to my dream, I don't feel like, yo, I dreamed of hell all this time. Same thing with mangaka. Like, that's why the company that I'm working with to create my manga, The Evolution of Autumn Walters, Noir Caesar and I, we work at a great pace where, yeah, it's not the fastest in the world, but we're not killing ourselves over this shit, because like we can make great product and be level-headed and all that, working at a better pace and not slaving over all of this stuff. And yeah, things need to change, and I'm going to keep on putting the spotlight on these terrible working conditions and terrible situations that animators and mangaka are going through until eventually things change. And what it's going to take, I don't know, because Japan haven't let up off the bullshit for a while now with what's going on over there. Maybe it's going to take over here in the US, creators rising up and new companies coming out, new anime studios and all of that jazz, making great stuff to the point where, okay, maybe over here we might do a better pay model or something along the lines of that, and Japan's gonna look and be like, oh shit, well, people are gonna just end up going to the United States to make shit, and now they're becoming a problem. Like, it's gonna take competition, I think, in order for things to change, and hopefully we see it, because it's shitty. But I'm curious what you guys think about all this news. For starters, My Hero Academia, top 10 most watched TV shows in the United States. Are you in shock? Are you in disbelief? Again, data is questionable, but nevertheless, that's a big platform to say that, and putting it in the talks of The Walking Dead, SpongeBob, you know, of course it's a kiddie cartoon, but the audience is dramatically huge for SpongeBob. So My Hero under, that is freaking insane. And what do you think? Any suggestions, any thoughts on the Netflix terrible situation where they're getting 2 and 3 times the budget and the animators are still struggling. I've heard stories in the past of animators working like 60-hour weeks and getting $900 a month. That is unacceptable. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and that's it for another episode of FORNEVER News, people.
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace.